Hi, this is Steve Ray, and I'm back talking with Donna Hartman. Donna is one of the leading lights on the legal side of the U.S. beverage alcohol category. She's currently of counsel with Olander Feldman, a well-respected legal firm, but also had been general counsel at Remy in the United States. She's been in the business a long time. She doesn't look it, but she's very knowledgeable, and one of the things she's going to be talking about tomorrow are tools and tips that you need to put into contracts with distributors. And tell us, Donna, why that's important.
I think when people come in and they think they're going to work with a distributor, they think that they have a product and it's going to be distributed everywhere. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So what we're going to talk about tomorrow are some key topics to discuss with the distributor that will help make a more rounded distribution agreement, and I think will bring communication to the table, and both sides will have an understanding of what they're going to do in the future.
Okay, so let's get down to the specifics, Donna. Can you give us an example of something you're going to talk about tomorrow, of a specific clause or thing that an export producer really should have in a distributor agreement that they probably don't know off the top of their head?
I think the most important thing to understand is that when someone wants to distribute in the U.S., that you can't work with one distributor and be in all 50 states. I think they have to realize that you're going to work with different distributors in each state, or there could be various houses with one distributor, but it's not automatic. So I think that's really a key important term to discuss.
There's, I think my experience has been there's some lack of clarity on the part of export producers coming to the U.S. on the distinction and difference between importers and wholesalers in the United States. Can you help clarify that a bit?
Well, we weren't going to get into the details of the three-tier system, but hopefully most importers know, or most suppliers understand, that in order to bring your products into the U.S., you would need an importer or a supplier, depending if you're domestic or international. And then once you come inside, that the wholesaler is the one who actually distributes to the retailer, who then eventually sells to the consumer. So it's a multi-step process. So hopefully they understand that as well by the end of the day.
We have one other wrinkle in the U.S. We talk about there's 52 different regulatory entities. Each state has its own regulatory system, and then there's Washington, D.C. and Montgomery County, Maryland. But there's another thing that a lot of people don't know about, and that's called franchise states and franchise laws. Briefly, can you tell us the significance of franchise law?
The significance of franchise laws are if you work with a wholesaler or a distributor, and you happen to be in a franchise state, you may not be able to get out of that agreement easily. Some say it's easier to get divorced from your spouse than it is to divorce your distributor. So depending on the statute of that particular state or the case law, it will vary as to what steps a supplier can follow to get out of that distribution agreement.
There you go. Steve Ray reporting from the USATT Trade Tasting at the Metropolitan Pavilion in New York City.